Hi, today I will be talking about The Spectators by Victor Husnot. I learned about this from the Black Ponderers YouTube channel, so check that out. I'll put a link in the description. This book is really impressed me. It deals with existential philosophy and about the innate desire for humans to impose a meaning onto the world, but going out into the world, they realize that the world's going to always remain unknowable and that they're just a very small fraction of the complete collective whole. What I like best about the book is its format. Usually, these kinds of books deal with very wordy explanations. This is a picture book. So now existential philosophy is available for 4-year-olds. So I don't think this is a book you can really get spoilered on. It's fairly segmented, looking at different people, and there's so many different interpretations you could apply to it. So I'm just going to show you some pictures, tell you what I think about them, and you can decide if you want to get the book for yourself from that. So right after the prologue, it starts off with this picture. So it shows the planet and how it comes together to form this beautiful nature scene. Then shows the presence of man, and he comes and he slowly transforms nature into the sprawling gray city with no color at all. I think that's such a powerful image. Like, it says so much without any words, that if you look at the world from a satellite image, you can tell that there's a problem. If you look at the major cities, it looks like, oh shit, Earth's got people, it's sick, it needs to do something with them. You look at major metropolitan areas like garbage dumps and all that stuff, it's just nowhere near as aesthetic as nature. And he just puts his message in, 2 pages, a picture that anybody can start thinking about, inspired of it. So most of the book deals with different perspectives of the people, that it'll examine one person's point of view and kind of reveals their thoughts, then goes to another person, reveals their thoughts. So here's one. The Black Ponder discusses this example as well. That there's 2 guys sitting on the bench. They're talking about what makes you happy in life. And one guy says, well, I'm not really sure, but I like taking walks through the city, trying to imagine what lies beyond the buildings. Every time I approach the end of the street, I become impatient to figure out what lies beyond that corner. My one desire, to discover it. Finally I'm there, I catch a glimpse of something, but once I've arrived, I always ask myself, does the place I'm searching for in this maze of a city really exist? I think this is a powerful point for me. Just thinking about like the goals and achievements I set for myself. Whereas it feels good when you first achieve it and you reach your goal or you fulfill your desire, it's only a temporary feeling. It's only going to last for a day or a week at most. And then after that, you're pretty much in the same place as you started with. So I think it's important when you're setting goals to always make sure you enjoy the process, and that the lifestyle and the life you're living, you're happy with for all that time leading up to the goal. Just the fulfillment of the goal is never enough motivation to make all the sacrifice worthwhile for the goal. The process itself has to be enjoyable. It's not the destination, it's the journey, as the old cliche goes. The last part I'll share with you is he's discussing about how there's 3 stages in our life: childhood, adulthood, and old age. Man sitting on the bench. So, picture I like is shows three different forms: the little kid in the boxing ring, the old man with his cane in there, the ref's going to ask him to take it out, and the adult all buff and muscular. That we're going to play these three different roles in our life, and that over the time of these roles, it's only the people closest to us, our friends and family, that are going to notice the changes we make. So it shows like the picture, how different he looks when he gets like glasses or cuts his hair, starts wearing a cap, that kind of thing. We're only going to notice these differences in our friends and families, whereas all the strangers we encounter in our lives seem timeless, forever fixed in their roles. Think about the cashier who checked you out at Walmart a week ago. What did she look like? What about the gas station clerk when you first came to town? What does that gas station clerk look like? Do you remember him or her? That most of the people we meet in our lives are just a temporary glimpse of that person. And that we're going to go through all these different roles. So it shouldn't be a surprise when we're the old man still sitting on the bench at the end of our lives. It goes into, at the end of the book, it goes into this picture where he just casts off all these different personas. And says, the intelligence of man continues to grow as the knowledge of each individual increases. So, the shadow represents humanity as a whole, and each individual piece helps illuminate humanity's knowledge as a whole a little bit better. Their collective vision forms an ever-expanding beam of light. Man questions the world, it answers in riddles, forcing him to continue searching for unattainable truths. There's humanity searching, quite a bright beam, all the collective knowledge, very significant, but as it stretches out into the infinite abyss, it amounts to nothing. And that's basically existential philosophy in a nutshell. Check out The Spectators. What a book!